Hello, hey, I'm Jamiel Shaw again. You know that I just want to thank you guys too for with like a plaque or like a proclamation you guys sent to the house. We appreciate that. You know, we have it sitting up there, you know, for everybody to see. You know, and it's just a really bad situation that we're in because it just seems like it's a game to the people sometimes. You know, people don't really understand. You know what we're going through. You know, I could tell this story so much. You know, but when my feelings get into it, I just, it's just so bad. You know, we have this we call it like our soul. Our souls have been damaged. You know, sometimes you don't even know you have a soul until you go through this. I never realized I had a soul. You know, you hear people say, you know, I'm hurt from the bottom of my heart. You know, we can feel it now. You know, and it's bad. Excuse me. It's just bad because you can't function anymore. My son, he meant a lot to us. It was almost the reason why we were even living, you know. At the time, you don't think about it because you're just being a parent. You think, I don't think I cried this hard ever in public. But, you go along, you try to be a good parent, and you think you're doing the right thing, and you're not enjoying your life because you want to be there for the kids. You want to make sure they grow up right. So you have to sacrifice your life, you know. And then my son had to sacrifice his life because he wanted to go to parties and hang out. And I wouldn't let him because I was so scared of him getting shot. That's all I thought about. He used to be like, man, Dad, it's not like that out there. You know, because the day before he got murdered, he asked me could he go to a party Saturday night. And of course I said no, like I do most of the time. And he was upset, you know. He was 17 years old. He wasn't really pissed off, but I said, you want the long version or the short version why you can't go to the party? And he was like, oh, man, Dad, he said, I know, I might get shot. You know, it's like, man, Dad, everybody's not doing that out there, you know. I said, man, you'll understand later on in life, you have your family and, you're doing okay. You look back and say, thanks. I always look forward to that day when he could say, thanks, Dad. I understand what you were doing now. I understand. At the time, I thought you were being overprotective, and I thought we did a good job. Just in February, he got a letter from one of the colleges, and, they're interested in him playing football. He was running track, too. In 2012, he was going to be in the Olympics, He ran the 100, the 200, both relays, the 400 by 100 relay and the 4 by 400 relay, and he did the long jump. There was times when he was playing football on Fridays. Saturday morning, he would have a basketball game, and Sunday we have a track meet. We would just, and we used to call it Iron Man sports, because we were playing Iron Man. He played the whole game in football. He pretty much, did every event in track, played basketball, baseball. He did it all. I know my time is expired. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to, the people understand that, my son, he meant everything to us, and like you were saying, how you hear stuff in the, I don't even listen to the internet, anything like that, because I knew once he died, I was so concerned about seeing pictures of him dead on the internet, so I never looked at it after that happened. And we started seeing, you hear stuff, they say he's in this gang, and, but we knew as a family, I raised that boy in that same house. We lived in that same house in 1970. We moved there as a family, me and my sister, my two more sisters, my mother and father, my grandmother. And we went through the whole, my grandmother, my grandfather stayed there, my mother and father, and now we're there. And my son, we brought him home in that house, so he knew everybody in the neighborhood. You know, he played at every park. You know, went to elementary school, junior high school in the neighborhood because I wanted him to be a part of the neighborhood, the community. I didn't want him to go to school far out because there were schools far out saying, come play football here. We didn't want to do that. We could have went to any school, you know, but we picked LA High School because that's where we went to school, and we were raised in that neighborhood. And when you hear all this stuff, you know, and of people not want to put the blame where it's at, that he was, you know, like I tell people, it is what it is, you know. He was killed by a legal alien gangbanger, you know, that was in the county jail, that was released without ICE checking him out. He didn't even see a probation officer before he left. Because we asked, well, why didn't he talk to somebody to sign out paper to say, where you going? Don't do this, don't do that. You guys know how that's supposed to go. You know, you're supposed to have restrictions when you just let out in the public like that. He didn't even see one of them. And I asked him, well, why didn't he see a probation officer? And you know what the guy told me? Well, they don't work on weekends. Well, then why would you let someone out on weekends if they're not supervised? They just had a gun charge. You know, we've heard since he was 12 years old, he was just in and out of the system. My son was 12 years old, man, he probably was, he was still playing with Army men, you know. When we were playing Pop Warner for 5 years straight. You know, I coached every team he had since he was 5 years old up until middle school. And I told him, I said, my job is to get you ready for high school because that's big time, you know, grades, everything. And we knew we had work to do. But when you when you get your heart snatched out of you like that, there's no going back. We can't go back anymore. We're gone. You know, that life is gone. I mean, I can tell you for sure, I don't even feel the same way. I can't function the same way. I don't eat the same way. We don't sleep the same way. We're pretty much, excuse my expression, screwed.